Hello, my beautifuls. Holy smokes. Cutting it short. It's like a minute to go. Thanks for your patience. I'm not even organized, so I apologize. It's kind of one of those. I look a little bit disheveled here. Let me move my magic crystals. Grab my pen. I don't even have decks of cards ready for you. Tis the season. Hang on. Trying to set it up. I have to plug me in, otherwise it'll be a very short session. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Just a minute. Healing cards. Where's the ones that I wanted? That one. What else? Spirit. What am I doing? What am I doing? That one. Do the butterflies. Alright. Okay. I need to do a grounding exercise. Just give me... Oh, hang on. Kind of up in the background here. Let me see if I can move me. I need to play with my workstation. And just trying to move stuff and shift, so there we go. There. Kind of better. All right. Better late than never. That's what we should all say. All right, you get me at my wonderful finest. It was one of those rush times where we were at the dentist's for my son. He cracked a tooth, or a part, chipped it off, and so we had to drive to Victoria to go get it looked at, to find out it'll later need a crown. Hooray, hooray. But thankful we have Canada Dental benefits, so it will hopefully be covered. And he's a little bit more relieved, other than we have to go back again. But, you know, you drive there, it's an hour, and it's been raining like a banshee out here, so big puddles everywhere. And traffic is horrendous, so you try and get back. It's like an extra half an hour just to drive through Victoria to get through all the roads to piecemeal your way all the way around to get back home. So come home, eat, cook, eat, do whatever. Typical, you know, typical for me to do, you know, all of it all at once. So I'm going to try my iPad. I actually did charge it, just so you know. It was super sleuthing. It was the core, it was the actual block itself was not doing it. So after a few minor attempts at different things, it actually worked. Except I don't know if I have my new code, but we'll figure it out. So then get back home, and my son comes upstairs, he works, both my kids work for a senior just about, you know, 3 or 4 blocks from here, and she pushed the envelope, and after her eye surgery decided to go to Costco. Oh yes, a Costco. And and so she had a health emergency. Can you come and get all the food out of my vehicle so that it doesn't thaw? So I told my son I'm going to go there and I'll drive him there, because I said if something ever happens, and she was having some heart issues. So I said, you know, if we need to get her to an ambulance, then at least there's 2 of us there, and one can deal with her and phone, and then he can get the groceries out of the back and deal with that. So come back home, race going, it's got to be Mercury retrograde or the tail end of it, because then I went to go put all my stuff in the printer, and my printer wouldn't work. And then, so then I got my printer to work, and then I had no paper in my printers. Then I had to go and rob purple paper, of course, of all things, to fill up the rest, because I ran out of white paper, and apparently I need to go back. So I'm absolutely laughing at myself on all the antics today, from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. You are my happy joys today, my lovies, I tell ya. So good on you if you're going to jump on and endure me today. Oh, you're in for a tune-up. But I did, it's been kind of a different week. It's been just kind of laid back, everything, up until like today, because I've been kind of going with the flow and just letting things kind of happen. And really feeling, too, like not processing late at night. And this is a lot of the energies that are coming in right now. We're in deep mode by moving all this new energy coming at us. And it feels like kind of like the sleeping bear. Like typically I never sleep till 8:15, but not hearing my alarm, feeling, and it's not just triggers. It's just not, I'm needing the rest. And that's the other side assimilating, telling me, you know what, we're gearing you up for the next 2026 and you need to have your rest to get there. So, and this is all the new energy, all the new downloads that are coming down as well for everybody. They're big, and our bodies need time to adjust to all these new vibrations. The last, this whole month of December, and we're going to talk about that, is it's the Mercury is enters Sagittarius, and it's about expanding our minds. But not only that, too, I really get a sense from the other side, from my guides, it's expanding our knowledge sense, our spiritual sense, our crown chakra is wide open, and all of this, as it's coming through, our bodies have to take time to adjust, and it's really kind of a really big oomph to get us to go to the next piece. And two, lots of new, what I'm finding is I'll be driving and all of a sudden like a new idea will pop out of my head going, oh, that's fabulous, thank you for that. And it's like, where's my paper? So I'll poke my phone and speak and go, okay, dictate what's coming down on my download right now so that I don't lose it when I'm going through, because I guess I do lots of my thinking best when I'm in my vehicle. And maybe you guys do too. Because then when I get home, I do feel that I'm more distracted because I have so many jobs that I do in my own home, managing both the kids and then suppers or whatever, or who's doing what, and getting somebody somewhere. They do get themselves to where they need to go most often, but some things are very late at night, and I don't want them walking out at 9 or 10 o'clock, coming back home, and it's blessed dark out. It's not good time for me. So there's lots that is coming down vibrationally. The energy is encouraging our minds, yes, to expand. It's the new ideas are coming through, and stepping out of our comfort zone. Let's talk about that. That's a biggie for me. It's like really moving through. This has been such a powerful shift, and I can only say that from my own being. I've poured my life into getting my family to where they need to be. And so this has been a really big push for me to step into my own zone, my own uncomfortable zone, choosing new glasses that I haven't chosen in 20 years. Very indecisive because I put a lot of thought process into doing that. But I finally sat down with myself and go, you know what? I like these, I love these, and I embrace. And if I don't like them, I can always buy another set later on. Big, hairy deal. So I had to really work through it. I didn't realize how emotionally attached to some of my old baggage that I was hanging on to without embracing and giving myself some grace to move through to the next piece for myself. And I think I judged myself very harshly. And so those are things that I really need to look at for me. And as well too, like self-care is what I put on, like anybody can put on. What is put it on your face? What about my teeth? When's the last time I've been to the dentist? Well, it's been a long time too, because again too, being a single parent, I have many different energies that I put into other things. So of course, always me last. And so now I have some resources that I can pull in and get my teeth looked at. And so it's stepping again out of my comfort zone. What am I willing to tackle to get all that, I'm going to say the poverty mindset, that I matter. I care enough for me that I can put me first, because if I fall down, nobody is going to pick me up again. So it will be up to me if I do it to me. So it's being accountable and responsible. It's about being kind to myself and giving myself, again, the good graces that I deserve these things for myself too. And so as this Mercury enters Sagittarius, it doesn't return to the old shape. And that's really, I think, what I'm feeling is recreating the version of me as I move more forward into a more positive, more not so much accepting, I think more what I've learned, what am I willing to bring more forward to myself, and stepping that next foot to the next level. I really do love what I do. I love working with people. I love to help people with their life journey. So, what a better fit for me, actually, to put in loose terms, put a foot up my keister to move me more forward too. Helps me connect with my guides, which really, they just want us to advance. We don't want to stay in the same space or the same spot, because everything around us moves. We are forced to move. And so this is the perfect time to even learn something new, to explore different culture or perspectives, less judgmental, saying yes to, I guess, an experience you've never had before. So I guess, again, to go back to, trying something new, whether it's more schooling for yourself, or maybe it's, maybe you go skating or skiing, maybe it's swimming, maybe it's just to go for a little, for a walk around the block that maybe you haven't, or maybe it's just to say hello when you're walking outside. So Mercury is still in its shadow phase in the last month of this retrograde. So things may resurface. So don't be surprised if past things like insights or conversations or unfinished situations surface for review. So it's kind of doing like a mini, let's see what needs to be moved off our plates and put in perspective. And this will help wrap up your energies as well until December moves into like kind of the 16th, which is kind of next week, when Mercury finally leaves in that shadow space. And it's working with our shadows, working with our, things that we want to learn to let go of, or want to let go of. So this is like the universe's wake-up call for us. It's like a cosmic shift, an invitation. It's like, when you write a little birthday thing and say, you're invited to my birthday party for an event for December the 13th or whatever, which mine is not. I'm an Aquarius. I'm in February. But it's like the cosmos, the universe, is inviting us with that little birthday. It says, Dear so-and-so, I invite you to grow, I invite you to revisit, and I invite you to rise. And that's like a personal invite from the cosmos, from all their collective, to you and your soul, and to rise up. So we're just on such a big growth right now, and I want people to really lean into it, really feel the push, the shift, and if that involves like journaling or meditating or pulling cards, or it's being able to just take that deep breath. And so through part of my live today, whether you jump on or not, and I realize it might be very late for a few people, and I do apologize. I'd like to try and start them a little bit earlier, maybe around 7. It's just, this is just silly season, and just, unexpected. My full intention was to be on tonight around 7, but then I didn't get back till about 5:30ish. And by the time I get in from the dentist, it's just not enough time to feel like I'm, running on on less steam than what I'd like to give. So it gives me a little bit of time to kind of just process out. But I would like to go through a meditation tonight. I would like to go through some card pulling tonight for people. And it doesn't have to be for anybody in particular. It can be just for anybody who wants to, you know, look at the cards and maybe see what it reflects back for you. This is your life journey, and this is the other side, my guides and your guides when you jump on, to really look at what you want to revisit and what do you want to clean off your plate, and what's coming new for you, what are new ideas. So, you know, with that in mind, let's have a really good look at what some of the cards I have here. So, let's see, other side. I'm drawn to this one. So let's jump this one. This is the butterfly. This is life changes. How appropriate. Because I feel I'm quite in mine. And you know, lots of the themes this month in December are Mercury and Sagittarius. Expanding beliefs, truth seeking, honesty. Saying what you really mean, enthusiasm in conversation, like speaking with like just resilience, speaking from your own truth without, you know, the fear of being reprimanded, finding the lesson in past situations. What did you really, you know, and there's lots in my life that I learned, like, and that's sometimes how I really feel I've connected more, is really reflecting back from a situation and going, you know, I am not the person I was then to who I am now. I know that sounds very cryptic, but for all my life journeys, I don't know if I like calling them lessons, but all my adventures, all my circumstances that I went through were not for naught. I really, really, truly enjoy the fact that where I am today, and I embrace that because it's made me more aware. It's really put me into a place where I feel more connected, and I love where I'm at. I'm taking courses and Udemy. I'm plowing through lots of stuff and purging, and oh, there goes one there. Let's see what they have to say on the other side. Changing your mind. Well, that one's really an interesting one, because sometimes I think we think about certain things, and this is the other side coming through, because I just want to kind of just take a moment. Sometimes life direction isn't always as it seems to be, and if you force the issue or force the change that you think you want to take, may not always be the direction that you need to take at this present second. The other side is guiding you to make those changes, and it's okay to change your path, because eventually what will come about is sometimes you need to go in one direction where you feel more drawn, but it might not be at that. It might be a timing issue. So understand that changing your mind, don't beat yourself up over it. You will get to your destination, but sometimes you have to take another path in order to get to that next destination. So it's giving yourself some grace as well too around this. So I don't know if this hits home for any of you, but we'll just kind of roll with it, and as the cards roll through, I'll just keep bantering. Last time I talked for an hour and a half. I'm hoping not quite much, because I was pretty much done. My throat was done last time by the time an hour and a half came. So we'll try to move through all this. So that was one. I'm just going to put this in this pile here, just so I don't draw it again. Well, I might, you know, because you never know, because somebody else might want to pull that card too. So then I want to talk about shadow phase insights. And we talked briefly about that. And that's past conversations, things that you thought, you know, they almost felt undone, like not quite done. And so that means like you were in maybe a conversation with somebody and it's unfinished business, and they didn't want to deal with it at that moment in time. And you kind of went, well, fine, hands in the air. I've kind of written it off. And you know, you can only put that off for so long, and then all of a sudden it comes around for us to really look at again. It's kind of like, I call it the pothole theory. So if you missed the pothole the first time and you thought you missed that, sometimes it kind of comes around and they make you hit the pothole again to see, okay, what is it that I really need to look at, or what is it that I really need to say to that person, that situation. It could be relationship, it could be, but it's there for a revisit for you. So in return, it's kind of like, you know, when you stick an envelope in the mailbox, and don't blame the Canada Post on this comment. It's like return to sender. So all of a sudden somebody, it showed up at the wrong place, and somebody's written on it, return RTO. I put it as RTO, return to sender. And so then you have a look at that and like, why is this in my face again? Why is this here? Return to sender. Well, that's me. So they want you, kind of like the universe is like the Canada Post, and returns it back in kindness to you so that you can really look at what direction, and that goes back to this card. Oh, and I put it in here, changing life directions. And so really, it's really helps close loops in your karma energies, so that all our karmic contracts are starting to disintegrate in this 2025 as we move into the 2026. And being and writing, like we talked about, writing and journaling. And sometimes if you're not ready to let go of stuff, if you know, you can write it out, but you're like, you know what, I'm just not quite ready. You know what, stick it in that envelope. My famous thing is then shove it in your freezer, put it in with your ice cube tray underneath or whatever, put it on hold. And when you're ready for a magical time to really let it go, you'll know in your mind, your heart, your soul, yep, it's time. You take it, you bring it out, you get it ready, make a, you know, a ritual of it, burn it in a cauldron outside in a, you know, a special pot that, you know, that you want to let go of all your stuff. And two, what is coming back to you as well too, in positive. No, I'm not saying in negatives, but what's really coming back for you. So bring yourself back to spiritual awareness, back to spiritual correctness. Okay, whoop, there goes another one. Let's see what they say. Dietary change. Well, that's interesting. You know, I'm a bit of a chocoholic, so yeah, I need to watch what I eat, and I crave sometimes salty and then chocolate, and that tells me that I'm stressing. And so it's being really aware that my diet does affect where I'm at. So then I have to really take a deep reflection for me. So it's being able to honor your body and feed it with the, you know, good vibrations. You know, chocolate's okay in moderation, but not recognizing what's moderation and what's coping. That's really what it is. So honoring your diet and what you do. Do you need 10 cookies or 2? Or is it, you know, in the, you know, do I want to try a sample plate of everything? So just being very mindful that sometimes what we eat is our emotions as well too. And that dietary change isn't just physical eating. It's it reflects our inner dietary too, our spiritual, what we're bringing in within ourselves. Are we digesting unhealthy relationships? Are we digesting unhealthy family, friends, environments? How is that working for us? Do we need to let go and purge things from our dietary changes in order for that to be a better diet or a better reflection for ourselves? And so that's also what 2025 is about, is letting go of unhealthies and moving to more of a healthy situation. So it's just interesting as I'm pulling through here. Again too, you know, I just have to think about some of the new things that I've had to learn to do, because with, you know, adventure stuff, and I'm not going to give homework, but I'm going to, you know, encourage you, like I try and encourage myself and children to step out into the new. And it was a big thing for my she decided to join a climbing gym, and that was really, stepping out of her comfort zone and meeting new people and going to different places and trying different things. And then that spun off into a whole new adventure from this particular group of individuals into it's a game like board game room that they can go and spend hours. What a wonderful adventure, what a wonderful audience to hear feedback on how much she's growing, and from individuals that are in those establishments running those, because they work together. They both co-own the climbing place and the game place, and to see how one group is so encouraging to bring somebody else more forward, so that they can experience new things in their life. Because if you don't let new things in, your soul feels dull. And so this is her growth, her learning, what she needs to do, and and you can see, and I'm so proud of her when she steps out of that comfort zone to be able to do the things that she's enjoying. So let's pull some more cards here. Let's have some good pulls. Let's see who's on here. I can't tell who's on. Oh, Joanne. Hi, Joanne. Oh, this one must be for you. Decisions. So again, too, with 2025, I'm going to say there's a lot of decisions for ourselves that need to be made. It's to really sit down with ourselves and say, what's the most important thing that I need to do? And it's not, and 2025 again is about being really self-aware. Oh, my nose, I want to sneeze, so the angels are around. Hi, Joanne. It's nice to see you on. Thank you for coming. I'm going to do a meditation too at the very end, so I'm hoping you'll stick around and enjoy the meditation as well. So, and if you have questions in the live, feel free to poke them in, and I'll have a read. I'll try and read them through. I'm on my little phone again because I've got my laptop, my iPad set up quite yet. I got to make space, but it is charged. So again, I'll go to decisions here. What in your life do you need to make decisions with? Are you feeling indecisive? Are you not, and that's about second guessing ourselves. This is about really stepping into our own power and saying, I'm okay with it, making that decision. And it's our own powerful place for ourselves to make those decisions than relying on others. We can gather input from others, which is fine, to get a really good reflection, and then to really internalize those choices for ourselves. What is going to serve me in my decision making the most? So this is something to really be aware of, that in 2025 and up until the very end of December, that we're going to be in positions of our own self-power. And so really working on that, and the decision making that we want to do for ourselves sets us up for the new positioning coming up in 2026. So let's go. I'm being told to go with the soul coaching cards as well. So I'm just going to pull those out really quick. I should have done that ahead of time, but I was not on the money. So let's see what the other side has for us. Oh, there goes a card already. I love these cards. They're brand new. Acceptance. Well, that goes with decision making over here. So what part of ourselves do we need to accept? Empower ourselves. Feeling that solar plex energy, which is our, it's in yellow. It's our self-worth. It's our power center. It's it's just above the belly button, and it resonates with bringing ourselves out of that. It's like that joy and sunshine. Yellow is the brightness, the light around us. What do we want to bring in? It's our chi. It's what makes and drives our living force more forward. It's our control center. So that's what this acceptance is about. It's all of me is out there for all of you. And so what within ourselves do we need to accept? So if this is, you know, a card for you to really reflect on, this is something that's very important. And it is mostly all yellow. There's the sunlight all around and the light, and your boat is getting ready. It's kind of like the Titanic. Look at me. It's freedom. I'm here. Look at me. Look at me, universe. I am ready to go. And that's what acceptance is accepting all of you. So that's a beautiful card. I really like that one. Oh, here comes another one. Is that two? Nope, it's one. They're just thick. Inspiration. And this is about connecting with, it's connecting with our own true guides, our own true self. It's finding that faith and belief system within us in order to do what we really want to. Well, inspiration is about, you know, inspiring. You know, is somebody else inspiring you to move more forward? Is there opportunities where you have inspired somebody? Hello, Christine. Yay, two more. And, you know, it's kind of like being your own spiritual mentor. Inspiration is about what's coming out from the inside of your heart, your soul, and connecting to the universe. What's inspiring you to move more forward? And again, that goes with the acceptance card, which was also this one previous. They kind of link together. They both flank, and I'm sure I'll pull another one from this grouping and see what flanks the other side to move more forward. And so as we bring ourselves from acceptance, inspiration then hits. So really, truly, once we embrace everything within ourselves and be who we're supposed to be, the inspiration arrives. So whatever we have going on in what we want to bring more forward, maybe it's a business you want to run, maybe it's things that you want to go on a holiday and you have never done that for yourself, and you need to just really do that self-care. I just see like so much movement coming this year. It's and letting go of all the grief and holding on to things. It's really time to move more forward. Let's see, one more. Oh, I said I was going to bring one more in the flanking. Well, that was fast, wasn't it? And do it with grace. These are so phenomenal in coaching. It's stop being so hard on ourselves and giving ourselves time. And I think I'm probably very famous for that. I'll come home and, you know, I'm my worst person sometimes. I can be a human. I come home and I beat myself up left, right, and center. I should have bruise marks everywhere from every time I kind of, you know, it's how do we talk to ourselves as well, too. Giving ourselves grace and talking to ourselves with kindness and loving ourselves is the most important. You know, what that reflection is in the mirror, bringing back to us, is who we're putting out there in the universe. So the more kind and giving ourselves grace is also what we're giving others as well, too. It's really self-reflecting. And you'll know, because if somebody's walking by, you'll feel that energy when they walk by. If they're feeling not well, or you can almost say, ooh, that person is really grumpy, like, oh. And it's because that you're sensing it. We all have intuition within us. It's what we choose to do with it, and also what we choose to do with our grace. Do we want to do that with good grace for ourselves and stop beating ourselves up? It's being able to, and it goes with these two cards, which again, I'm going to say, whoops, not those two, but these two. You know, the acceptance, which is her, going with the inspiration to inspire ourselves, but giving ourselves grace to get there. You know, it's a learning curve, and that's what this whole month of December is giving ourselves that reflection, that grace to renew and get and to try new things. And sometimes it's a little bit scary to try new things. I know I am sometimes, and I have to get myself out of my head and get out of my own way and really enjoy it. And once I get there, I'm happy. And you know, it just takes a little while sometimes for, you know, to embrace that within ourselves. So, you know, and some things, you know, okay, yeah, I'm going to give you homework because that's my deal. And we're going to keep drawing cards as we're going. I'm going to go with I'm Being Told this deck again. This is another deck. This is my good friend Wendy. Wendy lives again in Campbell River. And she did all the artwork on this particular deck. So if you ever want this deck, let me know. And I can always get in touch with Wendy, because I'm going to be up in Campbell River in February. And it's called Echoes of Life. It's an oracle card deck for grief. Now grief isn't just about, you know, having somebody on the other side pass over. Grief also is about letting go of old patterns and old beliefs that we have, letting go to restore into our next level. So really, and her artwork is phenomenal on every one of these cards. These are individual prints on these cards that she's done and created. And she is really, truly, you know, a beautiful soul. I would love to host her here on one of my lives, just for everyone to come and meet her. She is just a real dear. You would really enjoy her and see what trouble the two of us could get into, because she's a bit of a character with me, and I love her dearly. And I just enjoy when I go up to Campbell River and we have our fun time together. So she usually has a booth with all her art. Whoopsies. Crush a card. We squished it. There we go. All right. Well, there goes a card. So I don't know who this one's for, but we'll also pull this one. I got to read it. Oh, inhale. So inhale is breathing in meditation, relaxation, bringing in, like even going outside for me, I feel so much more refreshed, even when it's raining out. You know, to go and just breathe that fresh rain feel. When you breathe in, it's like, it clears the lungs, it clears the fog from the head. It's being able to tune into the nature, inhaling in the energy of the live trees that are surrounding me, and the birds, and yes, even the squirrels, even though they annoy me. But even inhaling all that nature. Yes, they are a pain in the bum, but they stole all my apples and plums this year. They're kind of they're cantankerous characters, but you got to be faster than the squirrel. So inhaling is bringing in life back into the body again. Inhaling essence and expanding it out when you breathe out, so that more individuals that are surrounding you can feel how big your energy is. So inhaling with that and holding it and letting all that energy, so everybody gets an energy boost as you're utilizing that out, and allowing that chest to open up so that it also opens up your heart and all that energy for December to help move it more forward for you. Because again, too, with the energy in December, it's opening your mind, opening your and expanding. So it's that meditation part to yourself. It's welcoming new wisdom in and experiences, and trusting curiosity. It's kind of like curiosity, you know, about the cat. Kind of gets themselves into trouble, but they don't. They're curious about certain things, and they're guided by it. And so it's like being that little whimsical person again, to say that inner child, like, what do I want to experience moving more forward? How can I be more inquisitive? And new knowledge flows within you with ease as well too. So all these downloads, all these energies that are coming through from the crown chakra, taking them to the heart, fully engulfing them, and just holding space for all that new energy coming through for yourself. Okay. You know, and sometimes this, I'm going to say in the last 2 weeks, like from sleeping, very broken patterns also for me. And I don't know if anybody else is kind of feeling like just, waking up, 2 or 3 times and then kind of hedging back to sleep again. And that's my time where I'm processing so much and just giving myself that time. So not beating myself up because I missed my alarm at 6:15 or 5:30 and all of a sudden my eyes are awake at 8:15 and feeling kind of groggy. That, just feeling restless with all that. That's the Spirit's way of really, getting you to get the rest you need and being able to input the information at that time too, because they know that's when there's nothing else around you that I call it stinking thinking. So if you're too busy doing many different things, the best way to catch you is when you're in kind of sleep mode, because then you don't have your to-do list and everything else around you. They can really truly focus with you. Sleeping with a paper and pen or pencil by your bed and writing those quick thoughts or ideas, or having your phone handy to speak into it so that you don't lose those moments. I'm going to pull some more cards here. Oh, there goes one. I love it when they do that. Oh, speaking of kitty cats and curiosity, movement. So this card is on, oops, I don't want to drop all my cards on the floor. Hang on. So movement. And so notice too that, there's black cat, white cat, and they're kind of splattered on the poor cat splats. And, there's 3 cats, pardon me, a gray one. And they're playing. They're creating movement with the yarn. And so getting out and doing, like walking, getting out and just doing a Tai Chi walk, or doing, walking up the block and back, or walking through, if you don't like being outside and it's a little bit, in some places in the provinces right now you have snow, and being very mindful that you don't want to slip and fall. So walking through like a mall if you can, or just up and down the aisle, getting that movement, or even just throwing a ball in your house. The cat's got it figured out. They're throwing yarn, and so you throw the yarn, and then you got to go back and pick it all up and roll it up and give her a whirl again. Something so small can make movement and fun for yourself. And rewrapping it back up too is kind of a task as well too. So this is about having fun with your day too. Not being so hard on yourself, not being so heavy, about bringing play back for yourselves too. Because with cats, they just instinctively run and play and hide, and they sneak around a corner, and then all of a sudden you come around and it's like Yahtzee, they've got you, and then they run and skitter away. So they want you to bring back that inner child as well, for you to bring back play. So if this is part where you're feeling kind of like mundane and it gets you away, this is a card for you to really look at, to bring inner child and inner play back for yourself too. Just even one thing. The one thing that I can tell you that the inner play and it's quirky, I get it. It is the Aquarius in me. My friend and I was in, where were we at? Oh yes, at Dollarama. And I thought, what a goofy thing to do. It was just so quirky. But I bought a box, it was a tub of cotton snowballs from Dollarama. The most silliest things that I could ever imagine me using. And you know what? There's a dozen of them. They're these big fluffy size snowballs. And every once in a while, when I feel like I just really need to raise the vibration into fun in our household, I'll chuck them at my friend, or at my, and at my, well, I did the other day at my son, and he stood there looking like, why would you do that? And I said, because I can. And then I smacked him with another one, and another one, and another one. And then you know what? It created play right back at me. And then the funny part too was, we were missing one, and then Monty the dog, actually, he got a hold of the one snowball, and then good try trying to get it out of the terrier's mouth. So then it was the race and chase game to try and get him to drop the fluffy snowball. But it was fun. It was whimsical and hilarious, and it brought a little bit of joy and laughter. My son's in the middle of trying to finish up assignments and getting ready for exams, and I can't imagine a more stressful time than going through all of that. And sometimes just that minute being less serious also brings the energy more forward. So it's just small things. You don't have to be work as a tarot the tea lady to bring about movement for yourselves. It's in, you know, you all have intuition within yourselves. It's all bringing it more forward, and every little every minute or minute detail or minute vibration that you bring more forward in joy, know that that brings the vibration of the universe up just one more notch. You guys are all doing your best to do that. So let's continue on. I'm just going to see if there's where my meditation is at so I don't miss it. Oh, there goes another card. Again, this is, oh, there's two. When there's two, we always have to give them both. Expression and empowerment, the two E's. So I'm going to look at this one first before I get to the next one. So this is empowerment, and this is focused. It's got a butterfly at the top. You can see it's got the owl over here as well too, sitting on the tree, and a pair of rainbows at the bottom, holding space for the owl above. And to me, this is about balance. It's about and rainbows are about joy. You know, it's your complete chakra balance as well too. So blending with the earth energy, with the wise owl who's embracing everything at the top to bring soul and spirit back within. So empowerment is feeling all that energy within ourselves, feeling that we're doing the self-care. And so for whoever this is for, empowerment and encouragement link together. I'm looking for empowerment and, oh, pardon me, expression. The more we express ourselves in our honesty, and sometimes, you know, expressing ourselves isn't always rainbows and unicorns either. Sometimes it's about really looking at what is the truth of the matter, and sometimes truths cut to the chase. Do you want it? And I call them withholds. So expression may not be just like, you know, happiness for that other person. It's a reflection back in truth. And if you don't say your truth and you hang on to it, then you're just as equally a enabler as well. So it's being able to express everything truthfully and honestly and with grace as well too when expressing it, because sometimes people's feelings are very, very vulnerable, and you want to give them a little bit of, you know, grace to be able to assimilate what you're telling them. But it's in the, you know, sometimes it's in the betterment of their being, to hear what the truth is. Because if you withhold that from them, they will never know how to make the change. So expressing true, authentic self will also bring movement as well, which is about revisiting. So if you've hung on to something for a really long time, which is what December is about, revisiting, rehoming your thoughts, then this is, you know, expressing the true essence of what needs to be expressed through it. Will bring empowerment back to your relationship, not only with yourself, but to the person or environment that you're also in and cohabitating. So those do go well, work well together. So let me see what's for homework here. I'm looking at my homework because I'm going to post it. Where's my homework? I don't know. Okay. I want you, before we pop into our meditation, to really look at mind expansion. And so I want you to take each of these statements, and I will post them on my Facebook, so you don't need to have to worry about writing them down. But you can if you wish. I'll try and keep it kind of, you know, legibly slow in speaking so you can capture this. Today, I'm curious about, and that I want you to expand on that. So this whole December is about expansion, about newness, adventure. So I want you to think really carefully for yourself. Today, I am curious about, and write as many things. It can be one thing. It can be 10 things. What are you curious about? The next one I want you to really look at one belief I'm releasing. And again, it can be no things, it can be one thing, it can go up to 10 things. Again, one belief I'm releasing. Then I want you to really look at also, the next one is one new opportunity I welcome. Then one culture I'd like to explore. Is that spiritual? Is that, it could be anything. It could be, you know, culture can look at, is it nature culture? Is it a course in kitchen, you know, attire? It can be, culture can be in anything. It's, what are you wanting to incorporate new from the culture, what you want to bring into your life? One truth I'm ready to speak. So that can be, you know, speaking about yourself. What one truth do you want to tell somebody? Or what one truth you want to write down just for you? And, you know, I would look at that and write that on a little piece of paper, and you can tuck them under your pillow, because I think those are good things that you can tuck into. Even just putting it in a little, I don't know if you've got a little clear, you can get those little gauzy bags so you can kind of see that they're there and tuck it under your pillow. It's kind of like making a wish list, and it helps you sleep on it to help release. And the last one that I'd like to see people do is to really look at my affirmation for this December, this transit time, to release. What is it, and what do you want to, it's not so much manifesting, but it's what do you want to install within yourself? What do you want to bring to you? And so an affirmation can be anything. It can be like, even like this. Let me just see. We'll go into the healing cards here, and that will give you a little bit of an idea. I'm just going to split them. It can mean, so this one says, the healthy person lives in harmony with nature. So you can change that into an affirmation. I live in a healthy and harmonious place in nature. So you can take anything that you think is, you know, healing cards, and turn them into an affirmation for yourself. Can be, what's another one? I'm just asking Spirit to guide me through one. Here's one. Blue. Oh, it's nice. It's pretty. She's pouring stars of water in between her cups. Health promotes spirituality, and spirituality promotes health. So, again, what are you looking at for you? What could you write as an affirmation for yourself? You know, it can work on, I am going to eat, I am going to live a healthy and spiritual life. I'm going to write one spiritual positive affirmation every week, every Saturday night. You know, those are the things that you can put in there, and then that's part of your learning and your growing experience. I really like this card. It's very pretty. Who knew? So those are the things I'd like you to work on. And you know, if you have questions, I you know, Facebook me, chat me, plug something in. I am more than happy to do some guidance. If you want to, you know, work on other things, then feel free to, you know, to let me know what you'd like to, you know, what things you'd like to work on. You know, readings, life journey. Again, I'm working on courses as well too, coming up in the new year. So last card, and then, whoa, there we go. See, we're working on the healing cards. So here's one. Love is like a deep pool that never dries up. And so this is a very pretty card. And again, red like December, and hearts all around. You have more to give than you realize. The only expectation you should have in giving to others is what you expect of yourself. That's how you stay replenished. So it's not going in with expectations of, you know, receiving something back. It's going in and knowing that you're giving of free will without the expectation of having something returned to you. It's free will. and to give with the heart and soul. And that's really truly what it is at the end of the day. I've been told from the other side to pull a few more cards from this one. Here goes another one. I like it when these ones pop out. God gives you only the present moment by moment. And so this is again a very beautiful card. How much of your precious day do you invest in the past? Everything from your past except wisdom and love has long since served its purpose. Witness what calls to you from yesterday and why. So again, this is about December. It's about reflecting back and renewing and letting go of past stuff so that you can move more forward. And sometimes writing it out for yourselves is really helpful, because then it really does get out, or speaking it into your phone and it takes a log of it for yourself if writing's not into your fortitude. That's a really important card to really reflect on. Okay, I'll put that in the I've done pile. Last card. I know I have a bit of a sinus cold, so my throat is, I'll maybe take a quick personal need and I'll have a quick glug of water, so hang on. My purple bottle, who knew? Thank you. Oh, that's... almost all over the floor. Oh, goodness. Let's put those back. So feel free to, put any comments in if you want a question answered. We can certainly do that. All right, here's another one. Wellness is our natural state. Disease is our imposter. Memories are clever imposters, making it appear that an experience or relationship cannot be healed. If you believe that, how can you heal your body or protect your health? Replace imposters with a higher truth. Excuse me. So it's what masks have you put on that you feel you need to in order to protect yourself? And to me, then you're not being your true self, and that's the imposter syndrome. And it's time to take all of those, shedding those off, and being who you need to be, and not allowing others to, if they have an opinion about it, that's their opinion. It's being able to sweep that off and saying, but I love who I am in this moment in time, and being true to yourself with those experiences. Because the more you take your masks off, the more your heart heals, the more your soul heals, and the more you can touch base and open up all those energies within you to move more forward. And again, too, December is about taking off all those masks around you so you can move forward. Alrighty. So, if you don't have any questions, I am going to move into a meditation. So I hope you're okay with that. And I want you guys to find a comfortable spot, whether it's sitting, finding your blanket, getting, laying on the floor with a mat or whatever you're most comfortable, in bed, with a pillow, whether you're propped up or laying down. It's okay to do. A meditation does not have to be sitting cross-legged in a sitting position with your legs crossed. It can be very comfortable anywhere you need to be. So if you need to turn the lights down low, I'll give everybody like a few moments. I'm just going to ground in. And this is a meditation of expanding the mind with Mercury in Sagittarius for this week, as it ends, I believe, around the 16th, 15th, 16th. So when you're all ready, I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to take a very slow, deep breath in. Inhale. Hold. Exhale very softly. One for body. Taking another breath in. Essence, and hold. Exhale softly for mind. Taking another deep breath in and hold. Exhale softly for spirit. Allow your body to settle and imagine a warm, golden light beginning to glow above your head. This is the energy of Mercury entering Sagittarius. Curiosity, wisdom, expansion. With your next breath, feel this golden light gently pouring into your mind, opening space, clearing the clutter, and creating room for new insights. Feel your mind stretch, soften, and expand, like a horizon growing wider and wider. Deep breath in and exhale. Now imagine yourself standing on a peaceful path overlooking a vast landscape. This is the realm of Sagittarius, the seeker, the explorer. Breathe in the sense of freedom. Breathe out any limiting beliefs. Breath in and softly exhale. A gentle breeze arrives, carrying messages from the past. Conversations, thoughts, or lessons returning for deeper understanding. Let them float in front of you like soft, glowing symbols. There is no need to judge them. Simply acknowledge, receive, and release. Deep breath in, hold, and slowly exhale out. Now let your attention turn toward a bright star rising above the horizon. This star represents new knowledge, fresh experiences, and expanded awareness. I want you to walk toward it with confidence. Breath in, hold, and deep breath out slowly. Each step deepens your clarity. Breath in and breath out. Each breath strengthens your wisdom. Deep breath in and out. And just feel again too, every step and every breath, bringing again more clarity and wisdom, strengthening. Deep breath in, hold, and deep breath out. And when you're ready, place your hand on your heart. Again, deep breath in, hold, and deep breath out, letting it all go. And say silently or out loud, whatever you're most comfortable with. I opened my mind to growth. I welcome wisdom. I embrace new experiences with courage and curiosity. Deep breath in and hold, and deep breath out. Letting the energy of Sagittarius fill you with hope and possibility. Again, deep breath in, hold, and deep breath out. Gently bring your hands, grounding yourself. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, move your arms around, your body kind of coming back and grounding. Giving your body a good kind of stretch, moving your shoulders, your legs, kind of feeling the energy come back to your face, feeling refreshed, feeling more focused. Again, feeling, that fresh experience, feeling more confident. And know that all the stars shine for you and are open for you. And know all your experiences and your expanded awarenesses are coming to the top. Give yourself grace. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes and know you are carrying this expanded awareness within you. Another deep breath in to bring it all up. Hold. And slowly exhale out to feel all fresh. So I hope that was a good meditation for you, and hope you feel refreshed and your mind feels like you're, go and expand. Take some time and maybe drink a big glass of water. Maybe go and gather, a cup of warm, friendly tea. I love my tea at nighttime. It helps refresh me and gets me ready and just it's like a cup of hugs for me is my tea. And I make it somewhat different every time, so I love my teas. I'm a little herbal witch, so I like dabbling in my fun stuff. I got my whole apothecary cupboard filling up, having fun finding tea and foraging and drying, and I got my peppermint barrage in the garage hanging, and peppermint's so fun. It's like a fresh pot of Sprite. It's refreshing. And I have chocolate mint, peppermint and spearmint and orange mint and grapefruit mint and strawberry mint. I'm just lemon mint. I'm bad. I'm a mint person. I OCD on mint, and but I love my herbs, and that's one of the ones I really love growing. The chocolate one is lovely. It tastes great in like chocolates and stuff like that, and I grind it up. So if nobody has questions, I think I'll let everybody go. And I really enjoyed this live stream today, and I thank each of you for being here today. Again, feel, that you want to reach out. I'm always, I'm just a text or a moment away. And I let you go for the evening with the warm, curious energies for you. Take care, and till next time. I'm going to try and do live streams, I promised myself, on a standard day on Thursday. Maybe not so much the standard time, but I will do my best. All right, take care. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, I have to figure out, uh-oh, I need slow connection. Hang on, I can't see you, Joanne. I gotta unplug me. Oh, you're very welcome. I hope, Joanne, it helps. Sorry that I'm just having to unplug my phone. I have to put the cord through the bottom end of the stand in order to keep my phone going. You're very welcome. I'm so glad you came. I'm so glad that you, I hope you find this really helpful for you. Any feedback for me is so wonderful. If you're enjoying, or if you need me to change anything in it for you, feel free to let me know. All right, have a wonderful evening and take care. Okay, bye-bye.